Random thought. Should hip-hop lyrics be taken at face value or as entertainment? And I ask this because 21 Savage, I know you have no idea who he is, right? But nope. He's a hip-hop artist who, his lyrics are not exactly the friendliest lyrics around. And we'll get into some of those lyrics a little bit later. But he recently held a community event. I think it was a back-to-school event or something like that. And then, there's been a lot of murder and violence in the Atlanta area. And so he put out a tweet that said, I want to make sure I quote this exactly correct. Atlanta, we have to do better. Put the effing guns down. Right? Mm-hmm. To which people were like, yo, first of all, ninjas host one community outreach event and turn into MLK. Y'all ninjas got to learn that you can't feed corruption to the culture and then think you can clean it up with a food drive in your hood. He says it's just strictly entertainment. He goes, a song is for entertainment, not an instruction manual on how to live life in real life. Stop trying to make me one-dimensional. Is he right? Or should people be taking his lyrics at face value?
I think he's right. And I think about Killer Mike. I've seen Killer Mike do interviews where he's talking about politics, and he'll correct the interviewer when they call him Killer Mike. He's like, nope, that's my state. That's when I'm on stage. I'm Killer Mike. Here, it's just Mike, right? So it's possible, but I don't know. You listen to some of the lyrics that these artists do, and people assume that's their lifestyle when they are just entertaining, right? It doesn't mean that they're really from the hood and they have all these guns. They're going to do all that stuff. I don't know. Some of them do live that real life. Some of them are fake, but I don't know if you hold them. I don't know if you hold them to that one-dimensional level.
Now, Killer Mike is more than just a hip-hop artist. He's also a lyricist, and just listening to it, right? You can take two things off of it. Killer Mike. Now, you see it written and you go, oh, he must be talking about killing people. Or is he talking about killing the mic? Killer Mike. Get it?
It could be, but just because you see someone in their entertainment career doing something doesn't always mean that's how they're going to do everything in their personal life. If you watch massage room porn, you can't assume that this person is going to do that same thing when they came to rub your shoulders. You sound like you're coming straight from the book of 21 Savage, because I will say this. I don't remember Killer Mike's, and correct me if I'm wrong. I could be completely wrong. But I don't remember Killer Mike having lyrics that said, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 M's in my bank account. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shooters ready to gun you down. Ready to gun you down. Ready to gun you down. I mean, he's got other stuff. Started with a deuce, turned it to a 38. Then I got a Glock 9, turned it to an AK. First I was a leg shooter. Now I'm hitting chest, face. In the words of the great philosopher Christopher Rockenstein, it's kind of hard to defend. I got hoes in different area codes. So if Cardi B threw out a tweet saying, y'all really need to start being more celibate and stop giving out that WAP, would people start giving her shit? Be like, excuse me?
Well, two things. One, did she say she was doing everybody? That was Lil' Kim. And two, is she gonna say celibate? And you go applaud her for saying it correctly, or is she gonna say celibate? Like we keep hearing on Married at First Sight. Because I'll applaud her if she gets it right.
Well, I mean, I don't know. If I'm out and I see Lil' Kim open up a Sprite can, I'm gonna stop and watch and see what happens.
Well, remember, she said all that before the plastic surgery, so I mean, she might not be able to do anything.
I don't want to assume that she's gonna do it, but I just want to watch and see, just be like,
Now that would be for entertainment purposes only.
I'd be like, shh, she's doing it. She's doing it.
Oh my God! Welcome to the show. I'm Yachty Rude,
and I'm just Terrell. You ever been out somewhere and overheard two people having crazy conversations?
Well, we are those people, and we've been having these conversations since college.
Yep, it's the Regular Guys Random Thoughts Podcast, episode 96. Be sure to like, subscribe, and definitely leave a comment.
Hey, I know you see the logo right down here. Make sure, if you like the podcast, that you go and check it out. Because this episode of the Regular Guys Random Thoughts podcast brought to you by Zippix Toothpicks. Zippix brings you a totally satisfying, convenient, and flavorful way to curb cravings, get a boost of energy, or simply relax at the end of your day. Now, as a former smoker, I can tell you that cravings are one of the hardest things to get over. And, you know, trying all these different ways to quit can get pretty pricey. Well, I wish this was around back when I was trying to quit, because it's easier, it's cheaper, it's a less messy, and definitely way more subtle way to curb those cravings. It's Zippix Toothpicks. Best part about Zippix is that you can really use them just about anywhere, with 2 milligrams per pick and some 3 milligram options if you need just a stronger dose. Zippix Toothpicks are long-lasting, extremely affordable, and available in 6 delicious flavor choices. Terrell, you've been trying the different flavors. Which one are you on this week?
Yep. This one is called Mocha. So I love the little containers that you have. So that comes in a little baggie. You can take them out, put in as many as you need, easily just squeeze the top out. I haven't tried the Mocha one just yet. Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. It does taste just like Mocha. And that's what I like about these. They're really delicious. And I think about all the ways that I kept trying to quit smoking when I was a smoker, you know, doing the gums, the patches, the hypnosis CDs, everything you could try. I remember one time I was like, every time I want a cigarette, I'm going to do 10 push-ups and I'll get in shape. It didn't work. But these are really great. And I like the oral gratification you get, you know, from holding them. The flavor's good. To your point, you can have them anywhere. I mean, I've been on Zoom calls for work, been out at a restaurant, just driving down the street, having one of these, and the amazing flavors that just keep us coming back to Zippix. Also, if you need a boost of energy, try their Zip Energy B12 and the caffeine toothpick. So you have a lot more other options than just the nicotine part. You guys have seen me use Zippix on the podcast. Now it's time to find out for yourself. Go to zippixtoothpicks.com today and use code RGRT to get 10% off of your order. That's zippixtoothpicks.com, promo code RGRT. And of course, must be 18 or older to purchase. Zip more, smoke less with Zippix Toothpicks.
And if you're not a smoker, but you know somebody who is, hey, have them try this out as well, too. Remember, use the promo code RGRT. Support Zippix. You love the show. You support us. Make sure you support our sponsors as well. Appreciate it. Now let's get back to the show. You know, I saw people get excited about this, and I saw people get all up in arms about this. And we did too, because they all showed up in full force. I don't know what they thought they were going to do, but FBI decides to raid Mar-a-Lago, and the Trumpers, whoa, did they get a little agitated?
Yeah, I saw that, and I was just like, okay, don't get excited. Mm-hmm. And then when they started to undisclose or declassify the warrant, I'm like, everybody calm down. Because I've seen all these people, especially on the left, finally lock him up. I'm like, y'all stop. Nothing's going to happen. You know, so let's calm down, see what all this stuff is about, but nothing's going to happen. Personally, I think this is just going to be just more noise, but nothing's going to happen. I don't know. What do you think?
I will say this. I think that it's interesting that Mike Pence came out. He didn't necessarily defend Donald Trump, but in order to shore up the base, he tried to go, oh, you can't do this, you know, but without saying you can't do this to Trump, right? At the same time, you've got Mitch McConnell, who says absolutely nothing. And then you've got Trevor Noah on the left, who decided to take all the Fox News coverage about Hillary and those emails and use footage of Trump and say, let's see how this really fits, since they're all saying this shouldn't have happened. And now you see, and it's the same game that's played all the time, and I hate this game. You know, it's that's why you can't really celebrate when it happens to one side, because they're all crooked, and if they're all crooked, it's all going to come around at some point, right? And how are you going to act when it comes out to it's your guy or your gal that is now in the spotlight? How are you going to be? And we're seeing that happen right now. All the Republicans were like, lock her up. You know, Hillary is a disgrace, and you know, they should let us see everything. And then now for Trump, they're like, oh my God, I can't believe they're going into their stuff. I'm so sick and tired of this political roundabout. It's
It's annoying, and I think that's why I like how we have our political conversations. We're not hardcore right or left, because anytime you talk to one or the other, they're the most annoying group of people.
Yes.
To have political conversations with. And so, to your point, when it's someone on the left, they're really defensive, but want to go after the person on the right. But when the person on the right does the exact same thing, flips, and it's just annoying to see it. And I knew that, every time Trump does something, everybody always goes, but the emails, because this Hillary thing is going to last a while. And at least everyone goes back to, at least Hillary, testified and had that interview for how many hours and answered questions about Benghazi. Yeah. But Trump won't get up and say anything. I'm like, he's not going to.
Yeah.
So it's just, don't get excited about it unless there's some hardcore information. That's all. That's like saying somebody got pulled over. Doesn't mean they're going to jail or convicted. They just got pulled over.
It's funny you should bring that up. And I know we didn't plan on talking about this, but I think you will like this part of it, because you always talk about you want to see the rest of the video, right? And I give you shit for that, because you sound like somebody on the right. You sound like one of the Trumpers, like, well, we got to see the whole video first. And I'm like, oh boy, here goes Terrell on his Trump status. But there's this video that came out, cell phone footage that came out in Atlanta, right? Where an officer was aggressively arresting a black woman. And he's a black officer too. I mean, in Atlanta, you could pretty much throw a stone and hit a black officer about 3 times with the same one. But he's arresting, and people are all up in arms about this. Well, the Atlanta Police Department takes a look at it and decides, you know what? We're going to release the whole body cam footage. Come to find out, it was a couple in a park after hours. You and I know you're not supposed to be in a public park, after hours. So the cop comes, writes them a ticket for being in the park, and says, we got to do this because of the safety in the streets. Tells the guy, and the guy says to him, well, do I have to sign this? He goes, you don't have to sign it, but if you don't sign it, you're going to jail. This is not a ticket, it's a citation. Doesn't mean anything other than this. You show up in court, we can do whatever, right? So the guy signs it. Calls the woman over. She comes over immediately. What's your badge number? 7452. What's your name? Officer Brooks. What's your first name? I'm not giving you that. What's your badge number? 7452. What's your name? I'm just like, and she's going over and over again. Then finally he goes, are you going to sign this? She goes, I'm not going to sign it if you're not going to give me your badge number. He said, I already gave you my badge number twice. She said, well, I'm not going to sign it. So he calmly puts his papers in the thing. And then this is where the video picks up that we saw the first time, right? And I think after seeing that is when people went, and that's where I go for you. Just like, you got to see the rest of the video.
Oh, yeah, because you have to. I just think you have to, because there's so many times that people get their emotions all riled up. And then once the truth comes out, they're like, oh, well, I understand. But you've already tried to take a side and say this cop is wrong, especially black cop on black women. And it just, you're trying to make a story out of it, and it's not there. What did the guy do that was with her?
He tried.
Well, he's.
Yeah, I think he's the one filming a lot of it as happening. With the first set of footage we got, because you can hear him in the background, like, "No, calm down. Hey, sir, she's gonna sign it. She's gonna sign it." Well, he's already asked her a number of times, because after he's trying to arrest her now, she's like, "Well, I'll sign it. I'll sign it." He's like, "No, I gave you that opportunity already. You said you weren't going to. I asked you a number of times, and you chose not to sign it. I told you what would happen if you didn't. This is where we are." And now she wants to change the rules, and that's the problem. I will say that, I know we think we all know the law, and you think asking the officer for his badge number is going to make him feel a kind of way. If he's giving you a ticket or a citation, come closer. His badge number is on it. I just want to point that out. Hey, look, badge number's on the ticket. It has to be.
But I mean, if you're getting a ticket or citation, sign it and deal with it in court.
Right.
Why escalate anything over that? That's all it was just a citation ticket. You need to go to court, possibly fight it, possibly win. The judge might be like, "Oh, I was young once. I used to try to hook up in the park after hours. I get it."
Matter of fact, I just had a flashback. You're dismissed for this. Matter of fact, y'all are free to go there tonight.
Were you over there by the swings or the monkey bars? Because I used to do the monkey bars.
Oh, now that'd be a whole nother case, because especially if it's a white judge. Talk about this black couple over at the monkey bars.
Let me guess, monkey bars. That's where y'all were at.
What were y'all eating? Chicken?
Yeah. You swinging from the trees in the park?
Look, we joke, but seriously, I mean, and I know, I've been in situations where cops have not been the kindest, they haven't been the best, but you can't win that argument in the street. I guarantee you can't win. They're always gonna have the right of way because of the situation. Fight it later, but not on the spot.
Yeah, fight it later. And it'd be one thing if he came all aggro and what the hell y'all doing in the park? Sound like he was just being like, hey, look, here's the deal. Citation. What's your badge number? That's what I was like, was she drunk or something?
Oh, no, she started with attitude. Even in the comment sections, people are like, oh, she walked over with attitude. She walked over like, okay, I'm going to fix this. Because almost like she walked over, looked at the brother, was like, bitch ass ninja. What's your... I can't believe you signed that shit. What's your badge number, officer?
Yeah.
Now, that's an exaggeration, but I mean, if I'm in his shoes, that's what I heard.
Yes. I ain't gonna let this Joe Rogan tell me what to do. Nothing.
Rogan, please. Give me your badge number, your first, last name, date of birth, and your address. I'm gonna see you later.
Well, just the fact that she asked for the badge number multiple times, that leads me to believe that she was on something.
Yeah, because it's only 4 numbers. He said it twice. And after he said it twice and she asked again, he's like, I already gave it to you twice. I'm not giving it to you again. That's not going to happen. Because now you're just delaying everything. Yeah. I got other shit to go take care of.
She was on that stuff. She was on something.
Yeah.
But that's just crazy.
I'll tell you what she wasn't on. Because it got interrupted. That ding.
Were they a young couple?
No.
So they have to have a place like... I remember, you tried to hook up in the park because you live with your parents and you had no place to take somebody. You couldn't afford a hotel. If you're an adult, why in the park? Oh, maybe what if they're both married?
I was about to say.
And they're cheating. Got it. That's
exactly what I was going. I'm like, here's the bad thing about it, because the brother's so calm and whatnot, but he's on the body cam footage, which has now been released, and you can see his face clearly. So if he wasn't supposed to be there with her, whatever he was in before is over.
He caught both of them.
It wasn't me. No.
No, that's you. That's you.
I can see the edge that you got 2 days ago. Oh, man. Before we get out of here, got this BS in the rgrtpod@gmail.com asking, are we going to talk about this? And it's BS because of the actual situation itself. And it's this Texas traveling nurse who was doing, I think they finally said it was over 90, because I've seen reports that said she was doing over 100 miles an hour in a 35 mile an hour zone. Mm-hmm. When I saw the video, I go, she has to be doing at least 100, because the way she flew through that intersection. And if you haven't seen the video, it's gruesome. We will not play it here, but because you look at she makes impact with the first car, and it looks like the movies. You see those explosions in the movies, and you see the streak of fire going down. I was like, what the hell? 6 people dead, including a 1-year-old and a pregnant woman, and of course her unborn child.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting because I looked it up. I don't know about you, but when I see these stories, I like to go to people's social media profiles. Because you get an accident like that and you get arrested, you don't have time to shut it down. Mm-mm. And so I try to find and see what other people are saying. Sad thing is there's another woman in Houston with the exact same name. And so her social media at the top says, I'm not the same one. Stop all the friend requests. But the whole thing was sad, but then the more I read it, because I'm just thinking, okay, when I hear car crashes, automatically I think somebody's drunk. Mm-hmm. Somebody's on something. Then you see how fast she was going. You're like, why in the hell were you going that fast during the daytime? Right. It wasn't even 2 o'clock in the morning. And then I find out she's had 13 previous accidents.
Why is she still on the road?
13. Why are you driving? 13 previous accidents. That's just... how does it get to 13?
Right.
Like at some point, if you've been in 5... And it's not like 13 accidents over the span of her getting her learner's permit to age 37. Right. This is like 13 accidents within a couple year period.
How does she still have insurance? I don't care how much you pay. And at some point, insurance companies are like, oh, hell no. Nah.
She got the General. She saw that Shaq commercial. She got the General. But that's a good question, because what if she's riding dirty and doesn't have insurance?
The thing about this is that you see this and you think, oh, everybody in that crash died, right? Because you hear 6 people died. No, she was fine, right?
Sprained her broken ankle and fractured her wrist. That's about it.
Yeah. After completely destroying other cars, sitting on the curb crying. And then she gets into court and she's crying. And I'll tell you this, when that posted on social, and you know the comment section is where you go. Michael Jackson meme to read the comments, right? And people are like, don't cry now. You don't get to cry now. I mean, there are other people who are like, the fact that she lived is crazy, but that's, and I know you hate to hear this part, but that's God saying, oh no, you're gonna think about this for a long time.
Oh yeah, she's going to be in jail forever. And it's not about race or nothing. What she did is jacked up. And it's almost different. You know, you have the car crash with Ann Hesh. Mm-hmm. Luckily, no one died in that. No one got hurt except Ann, and she wound up dying. But in this case, I don't even know what she's thinking in her head. Of course, she's going to be crying, and I'm hoping that she feels a lot of remorse for the lives that she ruined for her poor choice. I just want to know, like, why?
Yeah.
Like, what were you speeding for that fast? You know what I mean? Like, what was going on that you did that? But when I see 13 other accidents in the last couple of years, I think there's just not that's just what she does and just hasn't got caught.
I'm going to tell you something. If she's insured, that insurance company there's going to be a lot of lawsuits going around. They're not going to get money from her, right? Because she doesn't have that kind of money. But her insurance company is going to get hit with these lawsuits big time. And rightfully so. How do you insure? I get you get those commercials. It doesn't matter. We'll insure you. That changes from here on, I guarantee you, because that's crazy. I'm there's no answer she can give as to what happened and why she was driving that recklessly. That's going to make people say, okay, what are you going to say? Oh, the brake pedal is stuck. I had nowhere to go. Nobody's going to believe that. Not after the other 13 accidents before that. You know, there's nothing that she can say that's going to make anybody, that's going to, one, bring anybody back, but make any bystanders feel good about it. Because I have never seen it where there's absolutely not one comment that was like, oh, she's got to feel bad. We should keep her in your prayers. No, everybody's like, no, you're going to jail for a long ass time and you deserve every second you're going to get.
She does. And she's going to cry while she's in jail, but yeah, you got to deal with the consequences of your actions. But what she did is horrible. And I care nothing about her. Yeah. I still think about all the other lives that were impacted because of her stupidity at the end of the day, right? So I could care less about how she's feeling, her being in jail, don't care.
In other words, slow your ass down. It ain't that important. It ain't that important to get there that damn quick. Okay?
Right.
Hey, I'm Yanni Rude.
And I'm Just Terrell.
Make sure you follow us at Yanni Rude, at Just Terrell, and at RGRT Pod.
Yeah, send us some of your random thoughts or some of the bullshit you find on the internet. We'll talk about it on the show.
It's a Regular Guys Random Thoughts podcast. Cheers.
Cheers.